God bless. I want to give honor to God, who is the head over my life. So, this is the completion of overcoming my past. So, this will be a testimony. Okay. So, the Lord has been leading me to do this. Um, so, in this testimony, sometimes we tend to hold on to our past, the things that we have gone through for so long that it becomes a burden to us, okay? Um, some things we just have to let go. Sometimes it can be pain, it can be guilt, it can be unforgiveness that we just can't let go of. And the Lord is telling us to release it, to release those burdens. Um, but in order to release that, you have to call on the name of Jesus. Part of my burdens was that me and my mother, we held a close relationship. So when she passed, it was a hole in my heart, a hole um, a hole that um, I was trying to avoid. So I would do things for people. I would try to keep myself busy. I would work these jobs so that I could not sit in the pain of the loss of my mother. Okay. Other things that I had to overcome was the pain of other family members that passed, and I kept myself busy in order to not to think about the problems that I would face. Okay. Um, and sometimes those can be a stumbling block for you because you have to heal. Okay. And in order to do that, you just basically have to have to build a relationship with the Lord so that you can confess your burdens unto him so that he can heal you fully. Okay. um so it wasn't the point of having burdens in me or anything like that. It was the point of it's based on how you were built. It's built on how you were who you grew up with. Okay. And I grew up around a lot of strong women. There's nothing but women in our family. Okay. We have more women than we have men. Okay. And I grew up around a strong group of women. Okay. So we never showed pain. We never showed hurt. We only knew how to be strong. Okay. And this is, how our grandfather taught us to be, is to be strong women. Okay. He was in the military and he didn't believe in weaknesses. Okay. He didn't believe in, um, he didn't believe in being weak. You had, you know, uh, the women that he raised were strong. Okay. We weren't men, but he raised us to be strong. He didn't raise us to be weak. Okay. Um, he had a bunch of daughters and he was very overprotected of them. Um, but like I said, when you were built up around a lot of strong women, and you have more women than you do men in the family, and these women are acting more like men, you know. Um, so that was the thing. So, when you're around strong women, you begin to be strong too. Okay. So the way I dealt with pain was avoiding it and keep on going. Okay. I thought if I kept on building up enough money and taking all these jobs on, um, and getting all the things that I wanted, getting the big screen TV, getting everything that my heart desired, okay, to accomplish more, that, that would do it. But the more that I kept on avoiding the problem, the more the burdens kept coming back to me later. Okay. And this is why it's always good to heal from what you haven't healed from. Okay. Because the more you hold things inside and you think a year later or 2 years later or 3 years later, that it would go away. But the only healing is the Lord. When you begin to depend and lean on Jesus, then that's when you get the full healing. You know, I've never had so much peace as I have right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was taking over so many people's burdens that I wasn't even looking at my own. Yeah. It took me to go back to Jesus. It took me to pray. It took me to build a relationship with Jesus in order for me to heal through the burdens that was keeping me bound. And once I let go of these burdens, you know, then it would, I could release from all these stuff. Every time somebody passed or something, I didn't cry. I held it inside as if, nothing ever happened. But when you do things like that, you're just building and building and building and building. You're building a wall for yourself to explode. Okay? So that's what I was doing. I was building a lot of things. I was trying to avoid the problems that were head on. I never shedded a tear. And I tried to avoid the problem. When you do that, you just build so much stuff inside that it manifests later. Okay. And so that's, that's when you need to hit the point of healing. Okay. It's a lot of people in this world that haven't healed from things like, it could be your mom or your dad or siblings, that you haven't healed from. But we all know you have to heal from things. Okay. You have to heal from those things. Okay. And this is what the Lord is teaching us. The Lord is teaching us that if we are prisoners of our burdens, then how will we really flourish? How will we really be happy? How will we really be at peace if we're still latched onto the burdens? If you're still latched onto the burdens of a loved one, then, you can't be happy that way. Some people latch on to, what you could have done to save that person or to help that person, or if you could spend more time with that person and stuff. But what people don't understand is God gives life and God can take it away. And when he's ready for people to come home, it's time for them to go. And when he wants them to stay, they'll stay. But we can't hold on to burdens that the Lord is trying to set you free from. Okay. So this is what I had to learn. This is where my healing had to manifest in, because I was seeing it as being strong. I was seeing it as being strong, having my own money, being strong, being my own boss. I came from women that, were talking to men like they water pants. Okay. So I call that strong women, and stuff like that. So in our days, when I was younger, these are the things that I watch. Okay. But another thing is that, I thought it was the way of life, but it's not the way of life, to be bossy to your husband. It's not the way of life to think you wear the pants um, more than your husband do. And I'm sending this as a reference for anybody. Okay. I'm not saying that I do this. This is a reference for everybody, for anybody that does this. Okay. I don't want this to be misleading or people think something totally different, because, some people can misconstrue what I'm saying in my messages, and they use it based on my life, when it's none of this message is based on my life. It's based on me trying to help people to understand. Okay. So they can get the understanding of what marriage is all about. It's not about, a woman is not supposed to be wearing the pants. And some women are. Some women are being their own boss. Okay. They're working 2 and 3 jobs. And, and I was doing that at one point. And, the more I got closer to Jesus, the more I started meditating, I started reading the Bible and everything like that, the more I started doing that. Because it was like a hustle and a bustle to me. It was like, I got to get this or whatever. I got to get that. Even though my husband was working and he had a good job, it was like, as long as my bank account was full, it was like that. But, and I think it comes with you not, it comes with past relationships or past friendships or whatever, where, and somewhere down the line, it's something that you do not trust. Okay. And some women, even though they're with their husbands or boyfriend or whatever, okay, if you are in a relationship and you feel that you have to be the man in the relationship, if you feel like you have to hustle and bustle and get all this money, as if you're on your own, then you're not letting your husband lead. The only way you can let your husband lead is to step back. Okay. Some people are, some women are, it's basically how we were raised. We just know how to be a man. And the Lord said, I didn't send women to be men. Yeah. I didn't send women to be men. The man is the man. He the one who wear the pants. And see, what a lot of men are messing up on is when women get to job or want their own money, that's showing a sense of authority. That's showing a sense of authority that I can, I can do this all by myself. That I don't need you, and, when a woman comes to the point like that, then it's lack, and it's something that you need to focus on in your relationship. But from my understanding, my thing is, I was raised up with my grandfather, and my grandfather was strong-willed, and he taught me, things. He just taught me how to be strong-willed, not to wait on anybody, to do everything on my own and stuff like that. Never put your trust in just one person. Always put it in yourself. He used to tell me that nobody knows what you don't have unless you tell them. And his favorite saying was, if a man don't work, they can't eat. And I was like, okay. And so that's where I got my saying from. But the more that I got, and this is what made me strong willed and, wanting to do things on my own. I had an apartment since I was 18. I've worked ever since, I was like 18 years old. I just always believed in working. I never believed in handouts. I don't believe in I just believe you have to work for what you want. In order for you to get it, you got to work for it. You know, you know. That's what my grandfather always said. He said, "In order, if you want something, you got to work hard for it, because ain't nobody gonna give you nothing." So, and that's what I had instilled in my head. Because I guess I can say I was up for training. My granddad was training me. I don't know. He was training me, but and that's what made me the woman I was today. And I always believe in guarding your mother. Like my mama was my heart. Um, I made sure that I watched over her very closely. And she liked to talk to me 24/7 out of a day. Um, Even when I had to work, she would call me. But those are the things that I did for her. My granddaddy was close with my mother. And after he passed, God bless his soul, then, as I grew older, I began to like watch over my mom. I made sure she had things and she wasn't lacking nothing. And I'm pretty sure everybody's like that over their mama, and stuff like that. I just, I didn't like nobody mistreating her or talking to her any type of way, because you only get one mama, and stuff like that. So, that's what I did as a daughter. I made sure my mom was great and stuff. So, in everything that you do, never ever be imprisoned by your past. Always learn to forgive. Always learn to love. Treat people that treat you good. Treat them good, okay? And in everything that you do, if you can give a little bit of wisdom to anybody, do it, okay? But in everything that you do, respect is the most important key in a marriage. Is respect, is love. Um, and as women, I'm gonna say this again. Some people ain't gonna like me for this, but I'm gonna love you just the same. But as women, and I have to give my, testimony, I have to give my experiences, because this is what we're doing wrong, women. Okay. And this is what I have been doing wrong. Okay. Sometimes we get married, we want to be the man in the marriage. You can't be the man in the marriage. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be who God told you you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the woman. That means step down. Yeah. You got to let the man be the man and you be the woman. Okay? Because you have to be obedient to your husband, respect him, and love him like God loved the church. So, in everything that we do, we have to do everything in decency and in order. Um, you know, um, like I said, my attitude was off the rim, and I didn't even know that. I thought it was all right, and stuff like that. But it's not okay. The Lord was like chastising me, like, that's not okay what you're doing. And so he was chastising me and saying, your mouth is too loose. You got to know when to not be saying certain stuff. Your mouth is just too loose. He said, I need women to be quiet. They need to speak when it's, they need to speak when it's concerning doing things that are righteous, they need to speak, you know, not to be overruling or overpowering somebody, but they need to speak righteously, you know, and stuff. So, in everything that you do, always be led by the Spirit. Women, in everything that we do, the man is the head. Man is the head. Okay. The man is the head. So my testimony today is overcoming your past and living for your future. God bless.